Today we'll be covering how to genetically engineer a human, genetic engineering, and the ethics of the subject. Ultra Decided infomercials, purely jokes. Don't get offended. Don't get offended. First, we will be covering how medical information on what genetic engineering is and how it can be positive, or if it isn't. I don't know, I don't work here.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Haverford, and I have a solution to all of your problems. Is your baby ugly? Weak? Stupid? Well, we can genetically engineer a new baby, customized to your likings. We can even prevent and possibly cure genetic disease. You might be wondering, Dr. Tom Haverford, how could you possibly make my baby beautiful? Well, I can answer that question with genetic engineering. You know when your car breaks down and you call an engineer to come fix it? Well, imagine your baby's a car and we're your engineers. That's right, we'll hit your baby with a red genetically engineer it to give it a better chance at life. Obviously, we would need some form of DNA from your child, so you would have to collect it. Mr. Mitchell is my favorite teacher. Next, we would grow an embryo from your baby's DNA. This embryo can then be changed and altered by a scientist to modify your new baby. You might be wondering what happens to your old baby. Anyway, if your baby was born with some sort of genetic disease, like Down syndrome, we can simply inject it with DNA strands that could combat the genes from Down syndrome, or we could remove the genes that cause it. Theoretically, we could even make a baby stronger or more resilient by injecting it with DNA strands that correspond to these aspects. I mean, we've done it with plants. What's the worst that could happen if we did it to a baby? Just remember, your baby might not be entirely safe, but what can be is your internet security. NordVPN can help with that.
Side effects may include death, missing limbs, more genetic problems than you started off with, paralyzation, even more death, going deaf, livant, loss of life, and finally the ability to never breathe. Ever.
That was garbage. You might be wondering why I would challenge such a well-established scientist as Dr. Tom Haverford. Well, this is simple. His opinion is wrong. You see, in my eyes, it is very unethical to test such risky technology on humans. Humans are sentient, which means they are aware of their existence, unlike things like plants, which we focus most of our genetic engineering on. Plants also have a much simpler DNA patterns than humans do. Because one of the bigger problems would have to be the results. Large corporations of sports companies, if your genetically engineered human survived the testing and happened to be very strong and fast, large sports teams and corporations would probably want this technology to make their own perfect star. And soon enough, entire countries would be having wars just to get control of this technology. But that's not even acknowledging how the human would feel. It would have a hard life being constantly researched and tested on. There are so many things that could go wrong that could have life-threatening consequences to the survivor of this test. Not even taking into account how expensive this would be. This would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get one human. In the end, it's probably not worth it, knowing that the human might not even survive the testing. Just remember, our scientists might know much about your genes, but your tailor will.